Welcome to the summit. I am that you are, no one and this. And I now have the pleasure to introduce you to John Astin. Hi, John.
Hi, Susan. Nice to be with you again.
Yeah, so we'll be reading some of your poetry. You're a psychologist, an author, a musician, and a poet. And I've been reading some of your poems in the book This Is Always Enough. And I picked up some of my favorite ones. And you also have another book with poetry. It's Too Intimate for Words, and another book, Searching for Rain in the Monsoon. So yeah, we will get started right now, and maybe you can show some of your books and let's go from there.
This Is Always Enough is one of them we'll be reading from, and the title says it all.
Yeah.
Let's see, the first book I wrote about this topic is called Too Intimate for Words, written back in 2005, I think. Then my book after This Is Always Enough is called Searching for Rain in a Monsoon, maybe my favorite title. And then most recently, This Extraordinary Moment. This Extraordinary Moment does not have any poetry in it, but the other three books have some, especially the first two. So
Yeah,
we'll mostly be reading from those. So
yeah, wonderful. And
all right.
yeah, so I also picked out some of my favorite, and so I'll be reading some poetry too, and we can
Nice.
go back and forth. So, but I want you to begin. So
Sounds good. This is called I Am Life. I am life. I move freely, delighting in each aspect of myself that I encounter, tasting myself, drinking myself, reveling in myself, unfolding as the fragrance of 100,000 flowers that bloom and then die. I am life. I move as everything, the caged bird and the freedom it craves. I am both captive and captor, the one who liberates and the one who is liberated. I am everything, but also nothing, because there is no thing that stands apart from what I am.
oh, yeah, haha, yeah. And I have one here. The veil. The veil that seemingly covers your eyes, the one you think is keeping you from seeing the beloved. Look carefully, and you will realize just how beautiful the veil really is. For it is made of this love that is everything. To see beyond this veil is to realize there has never really been one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The story. Rest here and watch. See how long it takes for the story to reappear. That ancient legend that tells us this is not enough. Keep watching. Can you see it happening? Nothing is missing until the mind comes back to tell us there is. No problem until the storyteller returns to tell us something is wrong. Can you see? The whole thing is made up. The destination and the path to get there. Every story, even the one that tells you to stop telling stories, is a lie. A tale of lack where none has ever been.
Yeah. And I have this one. Who is living you? You can feel it, can't you? The sense that this life is no longer yours, that it has never really been yours, that something else is living you, something that would use you for love.
This is called the wave nose. Everything, body, mind, thoughts, words, everything is itself, being what it has always been. But body is not really body, and mind not truly mind. They are that same spark that gave birth to everything. This hand that has never really closed, no matter how many times it may have tried to wrap its fingers around some promise of fulfillment. This chasing of mirages in a desert, already wet with life. Can you taste it? This mystery that has always known itself. Can you feel it? These cells drinking in the nectar of what they have always been. Wake up. You are the beloved, feasting on itself. The wave, remembering it has always been water.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, and I have one here, awake and dreaming. I am awake and you are awake. We are the same, awake and peering through these forms that are themselves the expression of this wakefulness. I am awake and you are awake, always becoming, yet always the same. One thing, fingers, keyboard, words, thoughts, and the emptiness from which they spring. One substance, an awakeness that dreamt it had fallen asleep and is now dreaming that it wants to wake up.
I'd forgotten that one.
Yeah.
Still the same. I close my eyes and am awake. I open my eyes, still awake. I stand and bow and am awake. I cry tears of remembrance and am still just awake. I become quiet after the storms of awakening have subsided and am awake. I will leave this place of retreat and be as I was before, simply awake. I will return to life and still I will be awake. And should there be any losing myself in old ways or patterns, I will still be what I have always been, awake, forever unchanged, yet always changing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have one here, lost. Where have I gone? Self has disappeared into itself. Everything is lost now, night vanishing into night. This dazzling darkness beholds only itself everywhere, and therefore sees nothing, even as it lights up the world. Do you like your poetry? Having somebody else read it to you, right? It's like,
yeah, I actually don't think I've ever heard it before. Like somebody reading it to me. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. So thank you. This poem is called "The Gift of Life," and it plays a little bit with so often in spiritual teachings, we're trying to overcome the self and get beyond the self, and this takes a little twist on that. It's called "The Gift of Life." The self is not some villain that needs to be vanquished, but the gift of life itself. The mystery of existence, knowing itself as the taste of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I can taste it. Yeah. And so I have a poem here, The Laughter of This Knowing. Is this wave rolling onto shore more meaningful than the next? The cold wind at my back more significant than the distant sounds of traffic passing by? Nothing is really more or less significant. No thought, no experience or moment more valuable or worthy than the next. Everything is drenched in the laughter of this knowing, everything free to come and go into the vastness of this playful heart.
This is called trust. For just one moment, one timeless instant, trust. Before the mind can conjure up even one reason not to, trust. Don't wait around for the next moment to become more deserving of your trust. Don't believe this fortune teller of the mind that tells you there is something to hope for or worry about. She really just made the whole thing up. Just trust this moment, absolutely, holding nothing back. No conditions, no bargains, just a simple, innocent trust of this life that is in you, this life that is you, and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have one here. Let's see where it is. Oh, yes. Yeah. So this one is titled Alone. This that is awake is utterly alone, alone in the uniqueness of this body and mind. This dream of life with all its particular tendencies and quirky preferences, not in 100 million lifetimes will there ever be another quite like it. This utterly unique expression of the mystery. There is no need to be other than this particular wave, no reason to escape the aloneness and find company in some other. For somehow, in some strange way, in the absolute embrace of this expression that is like no other, there is the taste of some sameness, the taste of the one who is all uniqueness, the wetness in every wave. I want to go swim.
Yes, you are swimming, so swimming in all this wetness.
Yeah.
Nice. This is called, this is from the Searching for Rain in a Monsoon book. It's called Wordlessly Alive. This moment, appearing then disappearing, is it ever really here long enough to be called something? Or is there only ever this shimmering river of sensation that flows without ceasing, never stopping, never freezing, never holding still long enough to be named? Wordlessly alive, beyond all possibility of ever being known, yet brightly knowing.
Yeah, knowing. That's it. So I have a poem here, The Truth and the Me. When the truth touches us, when it brushes up against all the stillness, all the division, all the struggle, all the beliefs and images we try so mightily to defend or become free of, when the truth brushes up against the mask, the clownish personality called me, what is seen is just how much the truth loves, just how much grace has already been given. This is what we are, this love that knows No bounds, no distinctions, no differences, even as these may appear before its gentle eyes, eyes that love with a fierceness the mind can never fathom. Ooh, there's more. This is truth that loves even what appears as bondage, which is why the truth is so free.
All right. This is called Beyond. The moment is beyond anything we could ever imagine or conceive about it. Beyond good or bad, pleasure or pain, beyond freedom or bondage, clarity or confusion. Gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhisvaha. Gone, gone, far beyond anything the mind could ever conceive.
Yeah. Gone, gone. Beyond. Yeah. So here is a poem, Innocence. I have never beheld this before, never breathed this breath, or felt the taste of this moment upon my lips. This awakeness that I am knows that nothing is ever really known, nothing ever fixed, for it sees with the eyes of innocence that what is born dies the instant it takes form.
This is called Nothing Personal. Are you awakening to the truth of who you are? Or is life simply seeing itself? Are you listening to the wind in the trees? Or is the mystery simply hearing itself as the rustling of autumn leaves? Are you falling asleep again, entering into the trance of separation and suffering? Or is God simply dreaming a dream, ever awake, even as she appears to slumber? Could it be that none of it is actually personal, not one shred of it ours to claim, for we have made none of it? Neither this that appears and then disappears, nor these eyes that behold it all. We are neither the seeing nor the not seeing, neither the dreaming nor the waking from it. There is no one to blame for the darkness of this slumber, nor anyone to take credit when the light returns.
Oh, yeah. So nice. Ah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it. It's
My pleasure. Nice to share the poetry with you and whoever is listening. So
yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it very much, and it's just
you're
beautiful
welcome.
poetry. I can just read it all day long. So yeah, it's very clear to me. It's it's just yeah, it's just the bells of truth. If you can say that. I've become all
Sure.
critic.
You've been reading too much poetry, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you, and I'll see
Thanks, Susan.
you next time.
Sounds good.